We've nested a row inside a column, and the new row has just one column that spans only half the row on small devices. I'm going to populate this column with placeholder content and then duplicate it 5 times to create 6 highlight articles at the top of the page. So make sure that the column in the nested row is still selected, and then in the tag selector at the bottom of the document window, right-click and select Quick Tag Editor. And let's change this from a div to an article. Again, this will make it a lot easier to identify in the DOM panel. So press Enter or Return twice to confirm the change. With that column still selected, go to the Insert menu and select Image. We want to nest our new image inside that column, inside the article element. And then we need to make sure that we go to the site root and then to the Images folder, and inside the Images folder to SVG, and select mountains_icon. And because it's an SVG, it fills the entire column. So let's create a style rule to deal with that. Open the CSS Designer panel, and we need to make sure that Yosemite.css is selected, and then in the @media pane that global is selected, and then we need to add a new selector. Let's just expand that panel so we can see things. So click the plus button for selectors, and we want to create an attribute selector, so it'll be img open square bracket src $ equals, then open quotes icon dot svg close quotes and close square bracket. Using this $sign indicates that it will apply to any image that has a source that ends in icon.svg, and all of the icons in this particular page will have icon svg at the end. So just press Enter or Return to save that, and then we need to change the properties. In the width section, we'll change that to pixels and make it 50 pixels. Made it a lot smaller. Then we need to change the display from an inline to a block. And then for margin, I'm going to set the shorthand here as 10 pixels space auto. So that's 10 pixels on the top and bottom and automatic on both sides. So we've got a little bit of breathing space on the top and the bottom, and we're now centered. With the image still selected, I want to open split view, so click the split button. The image is still selected down here in code view. Put the insertion point after the end of the image tag and press Enter or Return a couple of times to insert a new line. And I'm going to add some dummy text using Dreamweaver's support for Emmet. Emmet used to be called Zen Coding, and it uses the syntax of CSS selectors to rapidly create HTML. So what I'm going to type is h2 plus p, then a greater than sign, and then lorem. No space between any of them, and then just press the Tab key, and that automatically inserts a pair of h2 tags and a paragraph with lorem ipsum in it. And very conveniently, the insertion point is placed between the h2 tags, ready to start typing. So I'm going to type spectacular scenery in there. Then I'm just going to close split view by clicking the Live button. And that's a very quick way of creating some placeholder content. But we've got only one article there. We need to have several. So what I'm going to do is make sure that the whole of the article is selected. Quick way to do that, I've got the H2 selected at the moment, is to press the up arrow. It goes up the HTML hierarchy. It selects the image, press it once again, and it selects the parent element. And at the top right are 2 new icons. The one on the left is Duplicate Column, and the one on the right is Add a New Column. Add a New Column adds a new column with the same dimensions but no content. Duplicate Column creates a duplicate, so all the content is duplicated. So click that once, and we've now got 2 articles. Click it again, we've got 3, and continue until we've got 6. So that's looking good, but let's see what happens when we go to a larger screen size. So in the Visual Media Queries bar, click just to the right of 960 pixels, and that expands the page. And this is getting a little bit too wide, so click inside the first of these articles. Let's just make sure that we're in the first one. Scroll up. It doesn't matter where you click inside a Bootstrap column. You always get the handles on both sides, even if an element inside the column is selected. So select the Resize column handle and drag 2 columns to the left, and then do that the same with all of the other columns. And that third one has now jumped up alongside the other 2, and do the same with the others. So at this screen size, we've now got 3 abreast, and if we double click to fit the width, we can see that we've still got 3 abreast, but they're constrained by being nested inside that nested row. So now we've got 6 identical articles, 6 identical columns at the top of our page. Now we need some real content to go in there. We'll handle that next.